somewhere around 10 minutes. First of all, I'd like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to be here today to state my case for why my candidacy for the Alabama House of Representatives is compatible with the will of the voters. It's really about two different philosophies for me. I want to create jobs and improve the economy, and I believe we have too much taxation, and we need to reduce the spending in the state of Alabama. Most of you may know me, some of you may not. I'll just tell you a little bit about myself so you know me better personally. I wasn't born in Leeds, but I got here as fast as I could at the age of 3. I was actually living in Mumford, born in Talladega, and like I say, moved here at the age of 3. I didn't marry my high school sweetheart. I married the girl across the street. And this is my wife, Olivia. Please stand up. And Anita was about as Leeds as they come. She was born where the dental clinic is on Main Street. There used to be a clinic, and she was born up there. So she's about as Leeds as they come. Together we have 2 sons, Heath and Jared. Both of them are in the military, followed in my footsteps. Heath is a lieutenant in the military police, the Army military police, and Jared is a lieutenant in the Air Force pilot. Nita's 94-year-old brother lives with us, so you can see we're a very close family. During my 62 years in this district, I've been called away a lot. I spent 42 years in the Air Force in the Air National Guard, and I was a boom operator at KC-135. I don't imagine you know what that is, but you've seen air refueling, where one airplane pulls up behind another, they transfer fuel from one to the other. That's what I did. I flew the back end of the airplane, basically. During this time of service, I accrued almost 4,000 hours of flying time, 102 combat missions, and 500 hours of combat time. I participated in just about every conflict there's been in my lifetime. I've been in Kosovo, Bosnia, Afghanistan, and Iraq. Each mission presented us with new challenges, but every time our crew stepped up and faced the challenge at hand. And there's something to be said about serving in a combat zone. It really changes you for the good. It gives you leadership and teamwork that you won't find anywhere else. Each branch of the service has what they call core values. I operated under the core values of the Air Force for 42 years. And those core values are integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all that you do. And I feel like this is the kind of qualities that we get in Montgomery. After I retired, they actually kicked me out. When you turn 60 years old, they kick you out. I went out and kicked and screamed, and I didn't want to leave. But after I left the service, I joined my son in his landscaping and grounds maintenance business, and we do business in Leeds and the greater Birmingham area. And my wife is very much an integral part of our company. She does all the book work and the billing and things like that for us. So I'm truly immersed in a small, family-oriented business, and we face challenges like many Alabamians. We struggle day to day trying to sustain business, and being in business trenches every day provides me with a unique perspective about what other small businesses are going through and how the government can help or hinder in this economic climate. Many of you knew my brother, Owen, who held this seat from 2006 until he lost a battle with cancer this past summer. Owen was a true public servant. He was definitely a mentor for me. He was not only my big brother, he was my best friend and my mentor. And when he realized that his health was failing, he encouraged me to seek this office, and also he gave me advice on how to serve the people with whom he had developed a kinship. I also received encouragement from a longtime friend, Jim McClellan. I'll tell you a little funny story. When we moved here to Leeds when I was 3 years old, we lived on the poor side of town. We lived on Railroad Avenue, right across from the old rock wool plant. Jim lived around the corner, and his dad was an optometrist, and I always thought they were rich and we were poor just around the corner. Jim and I played in the alley behind the house there when we were kids. Another one of Owen's counterparts is Alan Treadwell. He's also in the House of Representatives. He represents Gardendale. He also prodded me to offer myself up for this case. I'm grateful to both of those guys for their help in this endeavor. But the head of my team is God, and he's running my team. My wife and I pray every day that we'll do God's will in this campaign. Of course, you know, I just completed a hard-fought race in the primary and the runoff. But what's this campaign all about? I believe that we would all agree that jobs and improving the economy is the most pressing issues of the day. And lots of politicians make speeches about bringing new jobs to Alabama. We agree this is a great turn to go. But it's some 10% unemployment that's facing us right here, right now. We also have to keep the currently employed people on the rolls of the wage earner. We must continue to give businesses more freedom from burdensome regulations and paperwork. And when small businesses have the shackles of the red tape removed, they can devote more time and resources to the real decisions and expand and grow their businesses and their services. As state representative, nothing will receive higher priority on my agenda than keeping jobs and improving the economy and creating jobs. All of your issues will be my issues, and I will put the people first. We can start looking at what the proper role of the government is or isn't. When times were good and the tax revenues were rolling in, politicians had no problem in spending government money and increasing the budget every single year. Well, tax revenues have not been in decline for years, and even when the economy improves, it will still take some time for the revenues to return to previous levels. We must look for creative ways we must look for creative ways to make government work with less, because families across Alabama have had to tighten their belt, and the state of Alabama is no different. They should operate within the budget. I want to assure you that the government is of the people, not something that's imposed on them. I want to be of the people. I want to be your voice in Montgomery. And along those same lines, we must find opportunities to lower taxes on Alabama families. Though we have some of the lowest taxes in the nation, there are still opportunities to, again, create and come up with solutions to use lower taxes for job growth and economic increase. The less money the government takes from the private sector, the more money the businesses and individuals have to spend, which will boost job growth. The equation to fix the economy isn't extremely difficult. What's difficult is getting the state of Alabama to live with less. And I want to go to Montgomery to help further push the trend toward less government and more free enterprise. Another issue which I take my hat off to is the new ethical climate in Alabama. In the past, lawmakers operated campaign finances in cloak of darkness, I get the name. They used to take out-of-state fishing and hunting trips that were sponsored by the lobbyists, and the lobbyists actually dared the public to find out about it. Now everything is out in the open. Our new Republican leadership has said this is no longer acceptable. They've clamped down on new laws demanding transparency and openness in all spending. All expenditures are public record. I support the new ethics law and will always do my part to ensure that we never stray away from what people have come to expect, and that's honesty and integrity of the government. We must also continue down the road to recruit business and industry in Alabama. Our climate is right, our people are anxious, our natural resources are vast, and our can-do spirit is immeasurable. There's no limit to the potential of our ability. Our task ahead is formidable, but our spirit and energy are limitless. We can forge a better economy, and it can be done. I'm anxious to serve the people of House District 45 on day one. Your prayers, your vote, your support, and your resources. I'll make you proud. In the words of Ronald Reagan, if not us, who? If not now, when? And I'm ready to represent you and work with you to create a better future for House District 45 and for Alabama. Thank you for your time, and I'm looking forward to talking with you, listening to you, and learning from you. I look forward to being your representative.